request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives cannot and will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from this facility. We value the safety of our student athletes, coaches, and game day staff. Spectators are prohibited from entering the playing surface before, during, and after the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce the starters for today's game. First, let's meet the Patriots of UT Tyler. Leading off, number 14, center fielder J.T. Smith. Batting second baseman number 6, Sam Shaw. Batting third, number 15, the catcher Bailey Crochet. Hitting cleanup, number 21, right fielder Kaylin Watson. Hitting fifth, number 11, the designated player Taryn Barney. Hitting sixth, number 18, first baseman Abby Behe. Batting seventh, number 7, the third baseman Mia Campos. Batting eighth, number 8 in left field Aaron Rangel. Batting ninth, number 2, the shortstop Jordan De Los Santos. In the flex position pitching, number 99, Kaylee Davis. The assistant coaches for UT Tyler are Whitney Wiley, Anthony Springer, Shannon Klaus, and Danny Elder. Leading the Patriots as head coach is Mike Reed. And now, let's meet your Rattlers. Leading off and playing third base, number 27, Reagan Town. Batting second and playing left field, number 7, Lauren Gonzalez. Batting third, playing second base, number 9, Bella Bonda. Hitting cleanup and playing first base, number 14, Maya Corona. Doing the pitching and hitting fifth, number 99, Emily Ayala. Batting sixth, the designated player, number 2, Bella Valdez. Batting seventh and in right field, number 3, Jalen Roberson. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 16, Monet Padilla. Batting ninth and playing center field, 00, Abby De La Rosa. In the flex position and playing shortstop is number 22, Lauren Ramos. The assistant coaches for the Rattlers are Kayla Gonzalez and Erica Gomez. Leading the Rattlers as head coach in her first season is Ronnie Ladinas. And now, please rise for the pregame prayer. As a Catholic university in the Marianist tradition, we begin all activities by asking for God's blessing. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. God in heaven, we come before you and we give you thanks for your many blessings. May the actions of all here, players and fans, always reflect your love for all people. Please keep all of the athletes free from injury and may they be strengthened in mind, body, and soul to do their best each day. Together we pray the Marianist doxology. May the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit be glorified in all places through the Immaculate Virgin Mary. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we kindly request you remain standing, remove your hats, and join our teams and coaches for the playing of our national anthem.
We're live from the park at St. Mary's, set for Lone Star Conference softball on a Saturday afternoon. A weather postponement from yesterday pushed the series to today, so we're about set for the #1 team in the country in Division II, the UT Tyler Patriots, taking on St. Mary's. Good afternoon, everybody. Dan Hawkins, so glad you could join us on this Saturday afternoon. We'll go through the batting order first for the visiting UT Tyler Patriots under head coach Mike Reed. And this is a very good squad. JT Smith, the center fielder, will lead things off. Sam Schott is the second baseman. She bats second. Bailey Krolchek will be the catcher in the third position. In the cleanup spot for Tyler is Kaylin Watson, the right fielder. And she is a good player as well. Taryn Barney, the designated player, bats fifth. Abby Behe is the first baseman in the sixth spot. Mia Campos, the third baseman, bats seventh. Ing Ranhel is the left fielder, and she'll bat eighth. Jordan De Los Santos, the shortstop, rounds out the batting order. Batting ninth, Kaylee Davis will be in the circle for UT Tyler when they come out on the field, and the Patriots hitters will look out at Emily Ayala for St. Mary's, and the right-hander from San Antonio has had a wonderful season here in 2025, a 7-1 record, a 2.49 ERA for the Judson High School product. And so it's now JT Smith stepping in, the left-handed hitter, and first pitch swinging. It's a pop-up to shallow left field, and Ramos will make the catch for the first out. Underway at 3:07, game time temperature 85 degrees, sunny skies. Not a cloud in the sky right now. Big change from, of course, the last few days as Schott, the second baseman, steps in for the Patriots. Schott is a senior out of Longview, and she is slashing this year. 376 average, couple of home runs, 32 runs driven in for Schott. That 32 RBI number, good for fourth in the Lone Star Conference. Making her 34th start of the year today is Schott. As the 1-1 sails outside defensively for your Rattlers this afternoon out in left field. Moving over to right, it's Gonzalez De La Rosa and the freshman Jalen Roberson getting the call out in right field. Count now 2 balls and a strike to Schott. And that ball hammered but foul. On the infield from third to first, Reagan Tindall mans the hot corner. Your double play combo up the middle, Lauren Ramos and Bella Bonda. Maya Corona, who's had a wonderful freshman campaign over there at first base this afternoon in game 1. And Monet Padilla is behind the dish as Schott is plunked by Emily Ayala. And so the first base runner is aboard for the Patriots here, as Ayala hits her 6th batter of the year. And actually now she's going to come back to the plate. And I'm not sure if they are going to say that she leaned into that to try to get hit. And so she's back at the plate with a 3-2 count. So scratch that one off the books. And that one sails outside, and so instead of a hit batter, we have ball 4. So that'll bring up Bailey Krolchek, the senior catcher out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Krolchek, a transfer out of Southeast Louisiana University, one of several players on this roster to transfer in from the Division I program in the Southland Conference. And there's a hard hit ball, and that's going to get by Tindall. That's a base hit. Schott is around second. She's around third. She's coming home, and she's going to score. And Krolchek with the RBI double. And that ball was a rocket shot by Krolchek. Krolchek with her 38th RBI that leads this team. And now it's Kaylin Watson. There are no empty spots in this Patriot lineup. And Watson takes a first pitch ball. Watson, a senior, also another transfer out of Southeast Louisiana University, hitting .500 on the year. That's second in the Lone Star Conference as she digs into the batter's box. 4 home runs, 31 runs driven in. She's played 32 games coming into today. Ayala had a good weekend on the road last weekend in Laredo and Kingsville. 7-1 record, as we mentioned. She's making her 10th start of the year, as that's a strike. Our home plate umpire this afternoon, Matthew Clifford. Marshall Niederhofer is down at first base, and Leighton Hickman, the third base umpire for this LSC crew. Count 2 balls and 1 strike now to Watson. That one's a little bit upstairs. Emily on the year has surrendered just 21 earned runs, 23 runs overall on 59 hits in 59 innings pitched. 31 strikeouts on the year for the former Rocket. As a 3-1, that's in there for a strike. Nice pitch from Emily. She's going to have to challenge these hitters all day, and the Patriots will come to swing. Opponents hitting .250 against Emily on the season. That ball popped up a mile high. Will Gonzalez have room? And she can't make the catch in foul territory. And so we'll reset with the full count. Emily last pitched on Sunday against Texas A&M Kingsville. She got her 7th win of the year in Game 1 on Sunday in Kingsville, a 3-1 Rattlers win. Emily went 6 innings, just 1 earned run allowed in the game. That ball fouled away, so the count's still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ayala threw 108 pitches in that game on Sunday. Just those 5 hits allowed, 4 walks in the game. Ariella Sines came in and got the save in that game, as you see ball 4 there. And after retiring the first hitter of the game, 3 straight Patriots have reached base, 1 by double and 2 walks, as Padilla goes out to have a word with her pitcher. First of a 6-game homestand for the Rattlers. They'll play 2 here this afternoon. The series that was scheduled for tomorrow will actually be played on Monday afternoon. So we'll be here at the park to see Texas Women's University. And then the Rattlers on April 4th will close out the homestand on Donna Fields night with the Hilltoppers of St. Edward's University. As Taryn Barney, now the designated player, steps in. Barney, a junior out of Lewiston, Idaho, hitting .341 on the season. 5 home runs on the year for Barney, 23 runs driven in. She's played in 31 games overall, 28 starts so far here in the 2025 years. That pitch is called a strike. Barney on this current road trip, which is an 8-game road trip for the Patriots. They've played 4 games. She's had hits in 3 of the 4 on the road trip. As that one goes back to the screen. Barney 6 of 10 with 7 RBIs on the road trip. That's pretty good. She had a 2-home run series against Cameron. In fact, she had a 2-home-run game, 5 RBIs at game 1 of that series last weekend. One out here in the top of the first inning between the top-ranked team in Division II, the Patriots, and the Rattlers. Runners at first and second. IL trying to work out of a first inning jam. That one's fisted, and Ramos will get the out at first. Kolchak will advance to third, and Watson down to second. 2 outs now. And it's going to be Abby Behe, the first baseman. Behe, a senior out of High Point, North Carolina. That pitch is called a strike. Behe, transfer out of Lander University, hitting .236 on the season. Couple of home runs, 14 runs driven in. Their 31st start of the year here this afternoon, as that ball fouled right by Mike Reed down there, the head coach of the Patriots. Mike Reed has been the only head coach ever at UT Tyler softball. Started the program back in 2005, and he has turned them into a powerhouse. Defending Division II national champions. That's a called strike 3, and Ayala gets out of trouble here in the first, but the Patriots get a run on a hit, leave a couple stranded. Rattlers coming up for the first time after this. St. Mary's fans, keep up to date with everything Rattlers by visiting www.rattlerathletics.com or check us out socially on Facebook, Instagram, or X at St. Mary's Rattlers. Best way to stay in the know for schedules, scores, and highlights. Bottom of the first inning, 1-0. Patriots with the lead over the Rattlers. The Rattlers batting order, as announced by Ronnie Ladinas, will look like this. For this game, Reagan Tennell, the third baseman, leads things off. Lauren Gonzalez in the 2 spot out in left field this afternoon. Bella Bonda patrols second base, and she'll be the 3rd spot hitter. In the cleanup position today, Maya Corona, the first baseman. Emily Ayala, the pitcher, is in the 5th position. Bella Valdez will be the designated player, and she bats 6th. Batting 7th, Jalen Roberson, the right fielder. Monet Padilla is the catcher today, and she bats 8th. And Abby De La Rosa, the center fielder, bats 9th against Kaylee Davis, the pitcher for the Patriots. And a first pitch in there to Reagan is a strike. Reagan, the Corpus Christi product, hitting a career-best .319 on the season. 1 home run and 20 runs driven in as that pitch on the outside. Tennell has a 6-game hit streak dating back to game 1 of the Oklahoma Christian series. So she has played well of late, and that one popped up, and it's going to be Behe, the first baseman, with the catch. One gone, and it's going to be Lauren Gonzalez coming up. Lauren, the graduate out of San Antonio, hitting .396, just shy of 400. She's tied with the team lead with Bella Valdez. 5 runs driven in for the left-handed hitting left fielder as she fouls that one away. Defensively for the Patriots this afternoon in the outfield left or right, Ranhel, J.T. Smith, and Watson. On the infield third to first, it's Campos, De Los Santos, and shot up the middle, and Behe, the first baseman. And Krolchek and Davis, your battery, as Gonzalez gets the bunt down. Coming in and making the play was Campos. That was a tough play to make, but she does it. And just like that, 2 up, 2 down for the Rattlers here, trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Here's Bella Bonda now. Bonda, the sophomore out of Brennan High School here in San Antonio, hitting .375 on the season. That is second on this squad. Making her 36th start of the year. 4 home runs for Bonda, 27 runs driven in. She played the last 3 games of that 4-game road trip last weekend against Texas A&M International and Texas A&M Kingsville at shortstop. But back over and getting the call this afternoon at second base as there's a 2-hopper to the shortstop, and De Los Santos will retire Bella Bonda. It's a 1-2-3, bottom of the first for the Rattlers through 1-0 UT Tyler on Flow College Sports. Today's game brought to you by OK Tours Charter Bus Service and Tours, the exclusive transportation provider of St. Mary's Athletics. OK Tours, charter your next adventure. Top of the second inning, 1-0 the score. The top-ranked team in the country, UT Tyler, with the lead over St. Mary's. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order to face Emily Ayala. And Mia Campos, the third baseman, takes strike 1. Campos, a senior out of Tucson, Arizona, hitting .301 on the year. 3 home runs, 23 runs driven in. Campos has hit as high as .323 on the year. That was her average back on March 9th. Transfer out of Regis University in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. That ball hit left field. Gonzalez has it go overhead to the wall, and Campos is into second base. That is the second double of the afternoon for the Patriots. And now it's going to be Angelique Rodhell, the left fielder. And now Mike Reed looks like he wants a pinch runner potentially. Looks like Berlin Grossman is out of the Patriots dugout here, and she's going to go out to second base. Grossman, a junior out of Bullard, Texas. So Ranhel steps in, senior transfer out of Texas A&M Kingsville. She spent a year there back in 2022 but did not play as that ball's fouled back to the screen. Randall, 375 average in 2025. Making just her 15th start of the year. She has 5 RBIs though on this road trip. She was 3 for 6 with 4 RBIs in her 3rd triple of the year against Oklahoma Christian last weekend. Those 3 RBIs were in game 1 of that series. Count 0-2 here to the left fielder for the Patriots as Ayala gets her to pop it up, and Maya Corona will make the catch. 1 gone now for Jordan De Los Santos. De Los Santos, the junior out of Corpus Christi, Texas, a transfer from Tyler Junior College. 268 average, 6 home runs, though, out of the 9th spot. 28 RBIs in 33 games as that pitch is upstairs. Dos Santos, though, hitless in 5 of her last 6. Average was 347 at the end of February, so cooled off a little bit. Of course, this is a very potent lineup for the Patriots. They come in with a record of 31-2 and 22-2 in the Lone Star Conference. First place in the East. They're tied with West Texas A&M for number 1 in the Lone Star Conference. And of course, the defending national champions. Grossman, the runner, out at second as a pinch runner for Campos, who doubled the lead off the inning. 3-0 on the way. Called strike. Nice pitch from Ayala on the inside. Rattlers wearing the white uni tops this afternoon with the blue pants. Great looking combo. As the 3-1 on the way, and a little, check swing, and Corona's going to step on the bag. Grossman gets down to 3rd on the play. And with 2 gone, that's going to bring up the top of the order for J.T. Smith. And J.T. Smith, not enough superlatives when we talk about her here this afternoon. The Decatur, Texas native, a senior. Pops that one in the air, though, and De La Rosa able to make the catch, so we'll have to talk about her next time. So a leadoff double doesn't end up hurting the Rattlers. Through an inning and a half, 1-0 UT Tyler on Flow College Sports. Shop BSN Sports for the latest brand name shoes, apparel, and more. Get in the game today at bsnsports.com. Bottom of inning number 2. Dan Hawkins with you on Flo College Softball. So glad you could join us. UT Tyler, the number 1 team in the country, as Maya Corona says hello for the first time at the plate, and she gets a base hit to lead things off here. First of the game for the Rattlers, who trail at 1-0 here to the top-ranked Patriots. And that'll bring up Emily Ayala now, starting in the circle this afternoon. Emily, 349 average. That's 4th on this Rattlers squad. She leads the team with 5 home runs on the year, and first pitch swinging. That one is caught in foul territory by a shot. And so that'll be out number 1. The Rattlers definitely have a strategy, though. They're coming up and swinging at the first pitches. That might be the best pitch they get all at bat from the veteran Kaylee Davis. So here's Bella Valdez now. Valdez, the freshman out of East Central High School, hitting .396 on the year. Bella has 1 home run and 9 runs driven in. Valdez making her 12th start of her career. She had hits in 3 of the 4 games on the road trip. She was 3 for 12 with an RBI and a run scored. She had a hit and an RBI in Game 2 on last Sunday against Kingsville. She was 2 for 6 in that series. As the 1-1, a little bit low. Davis on the season, making just her 3rd start. She's appeared in now 18 games. She's pitched 44 2/3 innings, and she has only allowed 3 earned runs on the year. Just a great number, as there's a chopper, and that's going to get through into left field for a base hit. The Rattlers have something brewing with 1 out here in the 2nd inning. And it's the freshman delivering. And another freshman coming up, Jalen Roberson, the right fielder. Roberson out of Elgin, Texas, hitting .208 on the year. Right fielder making her 23rd start of the season here this afternoon. Game 1 of 2 here today, so we hope you'll make your plans to join us all day long. Tough competition here with the Patriots in town. As that pitch just misses. Davis is a senior out of Venus, Texas, in the circle for the Patriots as that pitch is upstairs. That 0.47 ERA of Davis leads NCAA Division II. She is the national leader in ERA right now, and she's here this afternoon, and the Rattlers with runners at 1st and 2nd here, as now Mike Reed wants to come out and have a conversation with his entire infield. The Patriots are on a 14-game winning streak right now. The Rattlers would like to snap that here this afternoon. The Rattlers, 3rd place in the East. They're tied with Oklahoma Christian at 14-10 in the Lone Star Conference. The Rattlers are 19-16 overall, trying to get their 20th win of the year here this afternoon. Rattlers are tied 4th overall in the Lone Star Conference with Oklahoma Christian. As the conference is over, and Davis will deliver the 2-0 here to Roberson. And Roberson gets the bunt down, and Davis is going to go to first as Schott was covering. And that gets runners down to 2nd and 3rd respectively. for Monet Padilla. And how about Monet Padilla, who had her first home run of the year last Friday night in Laredo against Texas A&M International. And the catcher takes ball one. Monet hitting .292 on the year with 7 runs driven in. She became the 8th Rattler of the season to hit a home run in that series against the Dust Devils. As the 1-0 in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. 2 outs, runners at second and third. The Rattlers down a run here, trying to tie it up against the Patriots. And Davis with a fastball that misses. And the count now 2-1. The outfield playing the catcher pretty shallow. The wind is blowing out towards left field. Padilla showing a good eye here and has a hitter's count at 3 balls and a strike with 2 outs here in the second inning. Looking to tie or take the lead here with a base hit for St. Mary's. That's ball 4. Nice at bat from Monet Padilla. First walk issued by Davis. And that's going to bring up Abby De La Rosa, the Rattlers center fielder, the junior out of LaGrange. 3rd leading hitter on the team, a .362 average in 35 starts coming into today. First pitch swinging, though, pops that one up shallow center, and it's going to be J.T. Smith. And that will end the Rattlers' threat here in the second inning. So 6 batters come to the plate, but the Rattlers walk away with nothing. We'll head to the third, 1-0 UT Tyler on Flo College Sports. Providing fast, friendly service and the best quality food, visit our friends at Chicken Express with 4 San Antonio locations, home to the legendary Express Tenders and Chicken-y Sweet Tea. The official chicken of Rattler Athletics gives you a hot and juicy flavor and so unique to Texas. Visit our San Antonio locations at 6069 De Zavala, location at 281 and Wilderness Oaks and Boulevardy location, or our newest location at 9731 Petranco. I could use some Chicken Express right now as Sam Schott, the second baseman, steps in for the second time here this afternoon for the Patriots in this third inning. First pitch swing and a base hit. And Schott is aboard for the second time. And a leadoff base runner for the second consecutive inning for the Patriots. Here's Bailey Krolchek now, the catcher. Krolchek, .451 average, 7 home runs, which is tied for 5th in the Lone Star Conference. And now 38 RBIs, leads the team. She was 3rd in the Lone Star Conference coming into the game in RBIs. As that pitch is called a strike. Just an embarrassment of riches in this Patriots lineup. From a hitting perspective, .355 team average on the year for the Patriots. As Padilla comes out, says something to Emily Ayala. Patriots slugging .617 on the year. I mean, just some incredible numbers. 63 doubles, 27 triples, 36 home runs as a team. That's 20 more than the Rattlers. I mean, they've got some power on this Patriots squad. Of course, there's a lot of different ways to win softball games. But to Tyler's credit, I mean, they've only lost 2 games all year. And they've had good pitching as well, as the 1-1 on the way to Krolchek. A little bit high and outside. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Crowd still kind of rolling in here. Of course, this game was supposed to be on Friday, yesterday, and the weather, although the way it turned out, they probably could have played. As now the plate umpire, Matthew Clifford, is going to talk to Leighton Hickman. And I'm not sure if it was something about the leadoff or what the conversation is about. So you see it there on your screen, having a long conversation. It looks like Mike Reed is not in agreement here with Leighton Hickman. Looks like the umpire said, I've explained what I'm going to explain. I don't know what was actually happening there. So one can only guess. As Krolchek will step back in with a 2-1 count here. Krolchek with that RBI double. And this time, though, strikes out. And now Mike Reed is walking across to talk to one of his assistant coaches. And has Mike Reed been ejected? I'm not quite sure what's going on. He's walked all the way over to the dugout. And Mike Reed, he's still in the dugout there, so he hasn't been ejected. I'm not sure what's going on. There is actually nobody in the third base coaching box right now as Kalen Watson, the right fielder, steps in. And pitch is a little bit outside, and now Mike Reed's trotting back out. So just a weird sequence here happening. Not really sure. It's tough to tell up here in the press box. No communication from the umpires up, so we don't know what's actually happening. But now Mike Reed is back down there in the third base coaching box. As Kalen Watson, who walked, and one of 2 runners stranded in that first inning where the Patriots plated the only run of the game. Watson had a wonderful career. As that ball popped up, but foul. But she had a wonderful career for the Lady Lions of Southeast Louisiana University in 2 seasons. 380 average, 8 home runs, and 60 RBIs in 121 games. She was the Southland Conference Hitter of the Year a year ago, a first-team player. She had a career-high 406 for the Lady Lions as that pitch is upstairs. 6 home runs, 39 runs driven in last year on a team that won the Southland Conference tournament and went to the NCAA tournament for the first time. Lady Lions lost 12-2 to number 14 Alabama in the championship game of the Super Regional as Gonzalez tracks the ball down in foul territory on the warning track. And that's out number 2 as Watson is retired. That'll be Taryn Barney, the DP. She grounded out to Lauren Ramos back in the first inning. I was looking up Taryn Barney's stats earlier this week, and I was startled to find that the junior has struck out only 4 times in her career. That's incredible. It's the 0-1. Throw down from Padilla, and out at second base is shot, and that will retire the Patriots here in the top of the 3rd inning. 1-0 UT Tyler, though, with the lead. We'll head to the home half of the 3rd. You're watching St. Mary's Softball on Flow College Sports. Shop your style with Nike shoes for running, training, basketball, and more. Shop Nike.com for the ultimate selection of shoes, clothing, and apparel. Free shipping for members plus free 30-day returns. Nike, just do it. Rattlers needing to just do it here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as Reagan Tennell steps in. The Rattlers down 1-0 to the top-ranked team in the country, the Patriots of UT Tyler. Reagan Tennell popped up to the first baseman in her first at bat to lead off the game hitting-wise for the Rattlers. Reagan trying to extend her 6-game hit streak. Third baseman hitting .311 in the Lone Star Conference portion of the schedule as that ball popped up and shot. Drifts behind third and will make the catch. Rattlers with just 2 hits in the game, both of them in that 2nd inning. Singles from Maya Corona and Bella Valdez. But that's been the only damage so far this afternoon against Kaylee Davis as Lauren Gonzalez steps in. Gonzalez, 44 hits on the year, is 7th in the Lone Star Conference, and that one rolls up the arm of Davis, and Gonzalez is aboard. And a much-needed base runner for St. Mary's. Here with 1 out in the 3rd inning, down 1-0. they do charge an error to the pitcher. And so Bellabonda will step in. That's the first error of the game for the Patriots. And that pitch fouled away, so the Rattlers continuing to do what they plan to do, swing it often and early in the count against Kaylee Davis. Patriots got their lone run of the game in the top half of the first inning on an RBI double from Bailey Krolchek. That's the only scoring in this game so far. Game one of a 6-game homestand for the Rattlers. Series against Tyler, Texas Women's University, and St. Edwards, and then on the road, a 10-game road trip for the Rattlers, their longest of the year. In fact, after today and Monday's games, there's only 2 home dates remaining on the schedule for St. Mary's, the final 2 Lone Star Conference series of the year before the Lone Star Conference tournament. Kingsville and Texas A&M International come in to the park here at St. Mary's to close out the home slate. So if you haven't made it out to the park here at St. Mary's, there's not many more chances left to do it. So get on out here. There's a 2-2 here to Bonda. And that looked like it hit her. And Bonda is going to go down to first base. And now the umpires are going to have a discussion. That is just the 3rd hit batter of the year. And now the home plate umpire looks like he's asking Bonda to come back. So that is so weird. That's the 2nd time in this game. You don't see that a lot. So Bonda is going to come back to the plate here. And it looks like now they're actually going to do a review of that. So we'll see what the final outcome of this is. So we're going to go ahead and step aside here for a moment while they do the review of Bonda to see if she got hit. We back right after this. 1-0 UT Tyler with the lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. And you see the replay right there. So the umpires are coming back out here. So Bonda is going to go down to first base. It was very clear on the replay. So that's going to put runners now at first and second with 1 out. So after a pop-up by Tindall to start the inning, Gonzalez reached on an error by Kaylee Davis, the pitcher, and then Bonda is hit by a pitch. So the Rattlers now with another opportunity. They stranded 2 runners in the 2nd inning, did not score a run. And with 1 out, it's Maya Corona, the first baseman. And she just popped it up, and out at first base is Bonda, and an inning-ending double play. And the Rattlers, just as quickly as they had a threat going, are retired on a double play. We're through 3. UT Tyler with the lead, 1-0 over St. Mary's. Feeling pain? Book your appointment today with Sports Medicine Associates, a collective group of San Antonio's top orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine physicians whose promise is to see every sports-related injury within 24 hours and every other patient in pain within 48 hours. Book online today at sportsmedsa.com. Any athlete, any injury, anytime. Sports Medicine Associates. Taryn Barney, the DP, back up there. She was at the plate when Sam Schott was thrown out stealing to end the top half of the third inning by Monet Padilla. As we are now in the top half of the fourth inning, a fast-moving affair here between the top-ranked team in the country in Division II, the Patriots of UT Tyler, and the St. Mary's Rattlers. Dan Hawkins with you on Flo College Softball on this Saturday afternoon. Rare to be here at the park at St. Mary's on a Saturday afternoon. As that one's in there for a strike to Barney. Shot when she was thrown out at second base. That was the first time all year she had been thrown out. She was 6 of 6 in stolen bases before that. But the Rattlers trying to get back into this game, only trail it 1-0 as Gonzalez drifts all the way back to the warning track and makes the catch. Out number 1, now it'll be Abby Bia, the first baseman. Behe, the first baseman, struck out looking back in the first inning. Ayala has given up just the 1 earned run on 3 hits over 3 1/3 innings so far. In the circle last week, Ayala went 2-0, pitched that complete game in the win at Texas A&M International, and worked 6 innings in the 3-1 win at Texas A&M Kingsville. As that ball hammered left field on the run, Gonzalez, and that goes into the Rattlers bullpen. Home run distance, but foul. Behe played 3 years at Lander University. That is part of the Peach Belt Conference for the Bearcats. And that ball is jammed, but right into center field. And that is going to be a base hit, the 4th of the game for the Patriots. First hit of the day for Behe. And now it's going to be Mia Campos, the third baseman. Campos had a double her first time up. And now it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for Behe, and that is going to be Haley Fannin. She's a sophomore out of Franklin, Texas. So Campos steps in, the left-handed hitter. against left-handed hitters. Has a 226 average against as that ball hit into the gap. On the run, De La Rosa makes the catch. And the throw back to first and out at second base. And a double play to end the inning. So the Rattlers repay the favor to the Patriots. Through 3.5, 1-0. UT Tyler still with the lead. You're watching St. Mary's Softball on Flow College Sports. Looking to spend a night in the Alamo City? Book your room with our friends at the Courtyard in Fairfield Inn by Marriott using one of the links on the homepage of rattlerathletics.com. Conveniently located by the San Antonio Airport and North Star Mall, we've got you covered at the Courtyard and Fairfield Inn by Marriott. Bottom of the fourth inning here at the park at St. Mary's. Dan Hawkins with you on Flow College Softball. So glad you could join us as the Rattlers trailing by a run here to the Patriots of UT Tyler. A fast-moving game here. We are still under an hour old here in the bottom of the fourth inning. It has been a pitcher's duel between Kaylee Davis and Emily Ayala. And, of course, Ayala up at the plate right now. Try to help her cause. She's 0 for 1 on the day. A pop-up to the second baseman, Sam Schott, back in inning number 2. A 1-1 pitch in there for a strike from Davis. Davis, a 30-2 career record. I mean, that's kind of unbelievable, really. 30-2, a 1.80 ERA. Today is her 30th start for the Patriots in her career, but 76th appearance. 11 complete games, 4 shutouts, 7 saves. That one fouled away. Davis was the Lone Star Conference Pitcher of the Week 2 weeks ago. She got a win and a save against Texas A&M, Kingsville, and International, respectively. She went 6 2/3 innings of relief versus Kingsville to get a win, allowing just 2 hits and no runs as that ball popped into the air. Right field on the run, a basket catch by Watson. And that is the first out here in inning number 4 for the Rattlers. Here's Bella Valdez now. Bella 1 for 1 with a single, one of the 3 Rattler hits on the afternoon. Davis struck out 3 of the 4 hitters she faced against Texas A&M International to get the save in that week, and she was the Lone Star Conference Pitcher of the Week. Davis did not pitch in last year's series against the Rattlers as that one hit into the air right field, and Watson, a few steps, makes the catch. And a couple of putouts for the Patriots right fielder here in the 4th inning. And with 2 gone, it's going to be Jalen Roberson now, the right fielder. Jalen was retired on a comebacker to the pitcher in her only at bat, 0 for 1 today. And that ball off the end of the bat, but it's going to go foul, and everybody diving out there in foul territory down the right field line. Got to have some fun while you're out there. It's softball. It's supposed to be fun. Kaylee Davis has allowed just the 3 hits in 3 2/3 innings, and she looks to be growing stronger here. Davis has just 1 complete game on the year. So there's a ground ball down to the second baseman, Sam Schott, and it's a 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the 4th inning for the St. Mary's Rattlers. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Through 4, 1-0 UT Tyler on Flo College softball. The real fix is closer than you think with Texas Physical Therapy Specialists. You have a team of specialized therapists who are dedicated to helping you overcome your aches, pains, and strains. I've got some of those. The relief you've been looking for is here with the personalized therapy plan designed with your unique issue and goals in mind. Texas Physical Therapy will help you get back to feeling like yourself again. So give them a call. Right now, the Patriots coming up to the plate in the top half of this 5th inning with a 1-0 lead over St. Mary's. The Patriots with a RBI double from Bailey Krolchek in the 1st inning as Ang Randhell steps in against Emily Ayala, and Ayala has pitched to beauty here this afternoon herself. Just the 1 earned run, couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. She's thrown 59 pitches, so very economical for Emily Ayala. And that is base hit number 5 for the Patriots, as Randhell leads off the inning with a base hit through the left side of the infield. And so Jordan De Los Santos, the shortstop, coming up. 0 for 1 on the day. De Los Santos spent 2 years at Tyler Junior College as Tennell picks up right in front of the plate and will retire De Los Santos. And so the sacrifice is successful. And that will wind through the batting order here. And it's going to be J.T. Smith, as now the infield has a quick conversation here. J.T. Smith hits from the left side. She was the Lone Star Conference preseason player of the year, and she is hitting a career high .510 on the year. Of course, doesn't count her 0 for 2 in this game. But that leads the Lone Star Conference. 7 home runs, tied 5th in the Lone Star Conference, as a breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. JT with 27 runs driven in on the year. Leads the Lone Star Conference in hits, triples, runs. She's got 52 hits, 8 triples, 54 runs scored. Just a monster season so far. As that one popped up, though, and Lauren Ramos will make the catch. And that's out number 2. That's a big out, and J.T. Smith has been held quiet here in this first game of 2 this afternoon. Now it's Sam Schott. Schott 1 for 1, walk and a run scored. She's also caught stealing back in the 3rd inning. That ended the Patriots' threat in that frame. Nice throw from Mene Padilla. Padilla comes out from behind the plate, signals to the infield. And looks like Jalen Roberson is out there messing with the fence out in right field. Like the gate that comes into play. I'm not quite sure if it just popped open, but she's running back out. I'm not sure if she's saying there was something wrong, like it's still open. Looks closed from here. It is in foul territory. So Ayala about ready to deliver the shot. Called strike. That was a nice pitch from Emily Ayala, right at the knees. And Ayala, like her counterpart Davis, looking sharp here in the 5th inning of a 1-run game. Just what you want with the top-ranked team in the country in town, as that pitch outside. The Rattlers as a team are 6-12 all-time against top-ranked teams in the country. They're 0-2 against UT Tyler when the Patriots have come in ranked number 1. This is the 3rd time as that one's foul. But prepping for the game, I realized the Rattlers are 0-11 all-time against UT Tyler. They have not won against the Patriots. 0-5 at home here at the park at St. Mary's. 0-6 on the road up in Tyler as that pitch sails away. Good catch there by Padilla. Rattlers so far in 2025, 10-7 record here at the park as they split the last couple of series here. The Rattlers, though, have not had a win when they've trailed after 4 innings in a game, and Schott delivers to the gap, and coming in to score is Ronhell, and into 3rd is Schott, and she's able to dive headfirst back into the bag. But it's a 2-0 game as Schott with the RBI, now with 33 on the year. And so Bailey Krolchek will come up with a runner just 60 feet away. Trying to put up a crooked number on the scoreboard for the first time this afternoon. And a pitch in there for a strike. So the Rattlers' job just got a little bit harder here in this 5th inning. So it is a triple for Schott. That ball into the air, right field on the run. It's Roberson. She can't make the catch. And Krolchek is around second, heading for 3rd, and she's going to get thrown out. So a good defensive pickup by St. Mary's, but the Patriots push across another run, and it's 3-0 in favor of the Patriots through 4.5 here at the Park. Back after this. Catcher Monet Padilla steps in to lead things off for the Rattlers in the home half of the 5th inning. 3-0 the score. The Rattlers find themselves trailing UT Tyler. The Patriots with 2 runs in the top half of this 5th inning. 2 runs, 1 earned. They did charge Jalen Roberson with an error that allowed Krolchek to reach base, and then Krolchek was thrown out by Bonda at third base, trying to advance, but shot did score as there's a swing and a miss. Two ball, 1 strike count here to Padilla, who walked in her first time up at the plate this afternoon. Rattlers starting to run out of chances here. Just the 5th inning, but it's 3-0 deficit right now, looking tough. Only 3 hits on the afternoon for St. Mary's hitters. Padilla gets that one in the air on the run. It's Watson, another basket catch. And that is out number 1 here in the 5th. Now it's Albie De La Rosa, the Rattlers center fielder, 0 for 1, a fly ball to center field back in inning number 2. De La Rosa steps in from the left side. And fouls that one away. Modest crowd on hand on this Saturday afternoon. Of course, tough to just switch your schedules on the fly, especially on a weekend. This game was supposed to be played last night, and then the weather forced the push of the game. Of course, they did that earlier in the week, so that was the good thing. As the 1-1 fouled away. But now, the Rattlers' home date tomorrow against TWU will be played on Monday afternoon. That's a 1 o'clock first pitch in game 1. Here's the 1-2, and De La Rosa able to poke it foul. field very shallow here against the Rattlers center fielder. And that ball is going to get into center field for a base hit. So a one-out base runner for St. Mary's. First hit of the day for De La Rosa. And the Rattlers will bring up the top of the order, and third baseman Reagan Tennell. Tennell 0 for 2, a couple of pop-ups, one to the first baseman, one to the shortstop. She bats for the third time here in the game, here in the fifth inning. Tennell, tough swing, and that's going to get all the way to the fence. Coming around third and heading home is De La Rosa. She's going to score, and it's an RBI double for Reagan Tennell. And the Rattlers trail it now just 3-1. The 7-game hit streak now for Reagan, and it couldn't have come at a more opportune time. The Rattlers needed that run. Reagan's 21st RBI on the year. Here's Lauren Gonzalez now, the Rattlers left fielder, 1 for 2 on the day. And she slaps that one foul. Lauren recorded multiple hits in all 4 games in last week's road trip to Laredo and Kingsville. She has at least 1 hit in 7 of her last 8 games. She raised her batting average over 30 points to the 396. So just a nice road trip for Lauren. She was 9 for 16 on the 4-game stretch. That's a .563 clip. Scored 6 runs, the 4 multi-hit games. She stole a couple of bases as well on that road trip. Now 90 career stolen bases for the Rattlers left fielder as that pitch is a strike. That's 4th in school history. She needs 7 more. She'll tie Taylor Vadrain for 3rd all-time in the Rattlers record books, if she can get them, as that pitch is outside. So the Rattlers here looking to close the gap against the Patriots in the 5th. It's 3-1. Reagan Tennell out there at second base with just 1 out. Rattlers have had a couple of chances in this game to get to Davis, and they finally do here in the 5th, as that is De Los Santos who's able to retire Lauren Gonzalez. That keeps Reagan Tennell at second base. That's the 2nd out here of this 5th inning. That's going to bring up Bella Bonda. Bonda, a .319 hitter with 2 outs. And she's got 9 2-out RBIs of her 27. And that ball is off the glove of Davis. And that ends up being fortuitous. An absolute rocket shot by Bonda. But she is going to be retired. And that will end the Rattlers' threat that probably would have brought home a run. But the Rattlers do play to run. We're through 5, 3-1. UT Tyler with the lead. Glenn Watson now the right fielder to lead things off for the Patriots. And first pitch swinging here in the top half of the sixth inning. It's a ground ball down to Maya Corona at first base. And Watson is retired for the first out here of the sixth inning. 3-1 the score. The Rattlers plating a run in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And Bellabonda smoked a ball that ended up careening off the pitcher right back to a fielder, and she was retired at first base to end the threat. But a much-needed run for the Rattlers. So we're here in the sixth inning. Taryn Barney, the DP, up at the plate. Barney 0 for 2, a fly ball and a ground ball this afternoon. That was a nice little breaking ball that fluttered in from Emily Ayala. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ayala, 3 runs, 2 earned on 6 hits in 5 1/3 innings so far. She's thrown 73 pitches as a breaking ball in there for a strike. Just some nice off-speed stuff right now from Emily Ayala. Ayala has allowed those 3 extra base hits out of the 6, 2 doubles and a triple. Walked a couple, struck out a couple. That ball upstairs. Barney pops that one into the air. Left field. Gonzalez really left center field. But it's Gonzalez who makes the catch, and there's 2 gone for Abby Behe, now the first baseman. The only loss that Emily Ayala has taken this year was back on March 9th against Lubbock Christian. That was a game in which she only went 3 innings. She gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits in just 3 innings of work. She has won her last 2 outings with her 7-1 record. But right now in some trouble against the Patriots in a tight game. Good pitching on both sides. Kaylee Davis has pitched well for the Patriots. Two-0 count to Behe. Just inside. The shadows just now starting to creep out. Game has cruised along here on this Saturday afternoon. Wind still going out to left, but not as strong as it was when the game first started, as that's in there for a strike. Count now 3-1. Popped up, shallow left field. Ramos out from her shortstop position will make the catch, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Patriots in the 6th through 5 1/2, 3-1. Patriots with the lead. Back after this. 4, 5, and 6 in the Rattlers batting order to face Kaylee Davis in the bottom half of the 6th inning. UT Tyler with a 3-1 lead over St. Mary's. Dan Hawkins with you on Flow College Softball. Game 1 of 2, game 1 of this 6-game homestand for the Rattlers. Season starting to wind down, but still a lot of softball to be played. First of 4 matchups still this season between the Rattlers and the Patriots. There'll be 2 up in Tyler on that 10-game road trip that the Rattlers take as Maya Corona takes a pitch upstairs. And they count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Corona 1 for 2, a single back in the 2nd inning against Davis. 1 of 5 Rattlers hits on the afternoon. Count now 2-1. No Rattler has multiple hits in this game so far. Corona hitting .337 in Lone Star Conference play. And that is going to be ball 4. So a leadoff base runner, best case scenario for St. Mary's. Just the 2nd time in the game that the Rattlers have put the leadoff aboard. And here's Emily Ayala now. And there's a hot shot base hit in the left for Emily Ayala. So Ayala with her first base hit of the day. And that advances Corona over to second base. And that's going to bring up Bella Valdez. Bella's had hits in 7 of her last 9 games played. That looks like that is going to be all for Kaylee Davis here in the 6th, as it's going to be Primrose Aolele, the senior out of Honolulu, out of the bullpen. We'll tell you about the pitching change when we come back. Primrose Aolele out of the bullpen for the Patriots here, her 18th appearance of the season. And that is going to be her 3rd out of the bullpen. A 12-0 record, very pristine, a 1.82 ERA for Aolele. 5 shutouts on the year. She's allowed just 21 earned runs, 26 runs overall, and 56 hits over 80 2/3 innings. 97 strikeouts, the staff leader in that department, as Bella Valdez up at the plate. She's 1 for 2 this afternoon. The Rattlers with runners at 1st and 2nd. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. A 2-run deficit right now for the Rattlers as they take on the top-ranked team in the country, the UT Tyler Patriots. As Aolele delivers, that was a nice off-speed pitch from the senior. And the count 0-2. Aolele, a transfer out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That pitch a little bit outside. 34-25 record at Texas A&M Corpus Christi for Aulele. Could see her start game 2 here this afternoon as the 1-2 on the way, and no dice. Tried to fool Bella Valdez, doesn't do it with that pitch. Honolulu native, went to Kaiser High School in the islands in the OIA, Oahu Interscholastic Association. It's where I got my start on radio in Hawaii. Mainly doing the ILH Interscholastic League of Honolulu, the private schools in Punahou, Kamehameha, Damien, etc. As the full count pitch fouled away. But the count still full to the freshman Valdez here with nobody out in the 6th inning. Rattlers with a golden opportunity here if they can get it done. As Kaylee Davis driven out of the game by the Rattlers. Swing and a miss. And another nice pitch from Aulele. And there's one out here in the 6th. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here. And it's going to be Jade Nebrego coming out of the Rattlers dugout to pinch hit for Roberson. Nebrego, the senior out of San Antonio, hitting an even 300 on the year, a couple of home runs and 10 RBIs on the year. Jaden was 1 for 3 against Kingsville in game 1 of that series on Sunday on the road as the 0-1 on the way. Outside. Just feel the tension ratcheting up here. Rattlers have never had a win against UT Tyler. Here's the 1-1. That pitch is in there for a strike, and Aulele looking sharp out of the bullpen for the Patriots. Nebrego down in the count, 1-2. Trying to cut into this 2-run deficit. That pitch is upstairs. Nice take from Nebrego. A. Padilla waits in the on-deck circle for St. Mary's. Pitch is in there for a strike. Rattlers 310 hits coming to the game now, 316. That's second in the Lone Star Conference and 20th nationally. They could use a hit right here. That one popped up, and was the catcher able to make the play? No. Good effort by Bailey Krolchek. So Nebrego back in there with a full count here. 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Runners at first and second. Yeah, that one fouled away. So the inning started with a walk to Corona. A base hit by Emily Ayala put 2 runners on. That drove Kaylee Davis out of the game. And now it's Aulele out of the bullpen. She struck out Bella Valdez, and now it's Jade Nebrego. Here's the full count pitch. Check swing. And they're going to say strike 3. Third base umpire Leighton Hickman with the call. 2 consecutive strikeouts for Aolele. "99 strikeouts on the year now for her. It's Monet Padilla now, the catcher. The Rattlers in desperate need of a hit here. Down to their final 4 outs. Pitches upstairs. I haven't really checked the Lone Star Conference scoreboard today because I was like, oh, well, it was our game. But kind of thinking about it, I was like, oh, maybe there was others that were rained out, if you will. Two-one count here to Monet Padilla. That's fouled away, so Padilla hanging tough. So softball-wise, we are the only game. Some baseball going on. Padilla, nice eye. And the count has been run full. 3-ball, 2-strike count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 2-run deficit. Can Padilla inch the Rattlers closer? There is a shot down to the shortstop, De Los Santos, and Padilla was retired 6-3, and that will end the threat. So Aolele comes out of the bullpen and shuts down the Rattlers with 2 strikeouts and a ground ball. We'll head to the 7th, 3-1 UT Tyler on Flo Collins Softball. Seven, 8, and 9 for the Patriots here in the top of the 7th inning. 3 runs on 6 hits for UT Tyler, no errors. 1 run, 6 hits, and an error for St. Mary's as Mia Campos, the third baseman, at the plate. 1 for 2 with the double. Flew out to left field in her last at bat. As Emily Ayala back out there in the circle, she's pitched well, but on the short end of the stick right now. 3 runs, 2 earned for the junior. 1-1 to Campos. That one fouled back to the screen. The Rattlers Had a golden opportunity in that 6th inning, got the first 2 runners aboard, but Primrose Aolele out of the bullpen, a couple of huge strikeouts, and they ground ball out to end the inning and the threat for the Rattlers. Rattlers went 2-2 on that road trip to Texas A&M International and Texas A&M Kingsville. They won game 1 of both of those series and then lost the nightcap. In danger of losing game 1 here this afternoon as there's a base hit for Campos, her second of the game. And the Patriots start off the 7th inning with the base hit. Now it's Andrew Angel, the left fielder. Angel 1 for 2, run scored. That was back in the 5th inning. And Rangel gets the bunt down. Tennell able to pick it up, throws to Banda covering the bag. That does advance the runner, so a sacrifice for Rangel. So it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here for De Los Santos, the shortstop. It's going to be Sam Garcia, the freshman out of Fort Worth, Texas. So Garcia, the pinch hitter here in the 7th inning. Garcia hitting .242 on the year. 5 runs driven in, making her 23rd appearance of the season. She was 1 for 2 with a couple of ribbies and a double against Oklahoma Christian in their last series, as that pitch in there for a strike. She had that 2 RBIs and a double in game 2 of the series. Went to R.L. Paschal High School in the Fort Worth area, did Garcia, as that pitch sails outside. Count even at a ball and a strike. UT Tyler with 1 run in the 1st inning and 2 runs in the 5th inning. The Rattlers plated their only run of the game in inning number 5. As Ayala delivers, that pitch is inside to Garcia. And it's 2-1. This is games 5 and 6 of a 10-game road trip for the Patriots. As there's a ground ball down to Lauren Ramos. It's short, and Garcia is retired for the 2nd out of the 7th inning. Nice play by Lauren. That's going to bring up J.T. Smith. Yeah, J.T. Smith 0 for 3 in the game. JT leads the country in runs per game, runs and total triples. She's had 2 home runs in her last 4 games played, and she gets hit by a pitch. And so now runners at 1st and 2nd with 2 outs here in the 7th. Sam Schott now, the 2nd baseman, coming up. 2 for 2, couple of runs scored, an RBI. Nice day for Schott. About the only blemish was being caught stealing. Here's the 1-0. And Schott got hit as well. And so Al has plunked 2 in a row, and the bases are full with 2 outs in the 7th. going to bring up Bailey Krolchek as the Rattlers have a huddle in the circle. As Renee Padilla has a word with Emily Ayala. I always think of Bull Durham when I see the infielders having a conversation. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here for the Rattlers. So Ariella Sines is going to come out of the bullpen here to relieve Emily Ayala with 2 outs in the 7th inning. So Sines makes her 20th appearance of the season, 17th out of the bullpen, a 3-4 record, a 4.58 ERA. She's pitched 47 1/3 innings coming into play today. She's allowed 36 runs, 31 earned on 63 hits, 12 walks, 25 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .310 against Ariella. She pitched in both ends of the doubleheader on Sunday against Texas A&M Kingsville. She pitched 1 inning in game 1 and then 3 innings in game 2. She gave up 4 runs, 3 earned on 5 hits with 3 strikeouts and a walk in that second game against the Javelinas. But in relief here, trying to get the final out of the 7th inning against the catcher for the Patriots, Bailey Krolchek. Krolchek has had a nice day. She's been on base twice in her 3 plate appearances. She reached on an error by Jalen Roberson back in the 5th inning. Ended up getting thrown out at third base. She had an RBI double to plate the game's first run back in the 1st inning. So here's Sines to deliver, and that pitch a little bit low to Krolchek. So Ayala's afternoon is done. And Sines with the pitch, it's in there for a strike. Right now, Ayala on the hook for those 3 runs, 2 earned. Can Sines get out of this bases loaded jam in the 7th? That's a hard hit ball center field. Over the head of De La Rosa, hits the base of the wall in center field. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, and 3 runs are in for the Patriots. And Krolchek with 4 RBIs now in the game. And this game has been busted wide open in the top of the 7th inning. That ball was absolutely smoked by Krolchek. That is Kiona Wells, a freshman out of Victoria. There's Kaylin Watson now, the right fielder. A 3 spot here in the 7th inning. And that ball hit in the air right field. Roberson, and she's going to make the catch on the warning track. And that will retire the side, but not before the damage is done. 3 more runs cross the plate for the Patriots. Last chance time for the Rattlers, down 5 coming up next. Bottom of the 7th inning here at the park at St. Mary's. 6-1 the score in game 1 of this 2-game set between the Rattlers and the top-ranked team in the country, the Patriots from UT Tyler. Abby De La Rosa, the center fielder, will lead things off. Reagan Tennell, Lauren Gonzalez, scheduled hitters to follow. Primrose Olele is the pitcher. Back in the circle, she came on in relief of Kaylee Davis in inning number 6 and got the Patriots out of a 2-on, no-out jam as that ball lifted into foul territory left field, and it'll be Ronhell to make the catch. And that's out number 1. So Reagan Tennell coming up, had an RBI double her last time up. She's 1 for 3 this afternoon. Reagan extended her hit streak now to 7 games with that RBI double. So nice little stretch going here for Reagan. Fun fact, Primrose Aolele and Ariella Sines, both the current pitchers of record in this game, transferred from Texas A&M Corpus Christi. They were teammates together, so that's kind of cool. That's the 0-1 to Reagan Tennell. We could see Aolele in game 2. I wouldn't be surprised. One ball, one strike count. Swing and a miss. And count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Aolele in the circle, a 4-year letter winner at Kaiser High School in the greater Honolulu area. All-stater in 2019. Couple of state tournament appearances there as well. As softball so popular in Hawaii. The University of Hawaii softball team, a very good program and so popular. The Rainbow Wahine. Yes. 2-2 here to Reagan. That ball popped up on the infield. And that is going to be shot to make the catch. Two gone for Lauren Gonzalez. So Gonzalez had that error changed back into 3rd inning to a base hit, so she's 1 for 3 on the day. That was a hard hit ball that went up the arm of Kaylee Davis and initially ruled an error. But on video review, they changed the scoring to a base hit. So Gonzalez credited with that. As that ball off the glove of Krolchek. Count now 1-1. Rattlers down to their final out here, trailing by 5 runs. 1 run in the first, 2 in the 5th, and 3 in the 7th for the Patriots as they pulled away here. And Rattlers down to their final out. And Gonzalez, though, lifts a base hit over the shortstop, De Los Santos, who re-entered the game. And Lauren now with her 2nd hit of the day, a multi-hit game for Lauren Gonzalez. And that is her 5th consecutive multi-hit game. So she has been on a roll here, and so that batting average should be up over 400 now. So here's Bella Bonda. And Bonda with a smoker right down the 3rd baseline, but foul. Count 0-1. Bonda looking for her first hit of the day. She was hit by a pitch earlier, so she has reached base today. Needs a base hit to extend a modest 4-game hit streak. And a snap throw down to first, and Back in time is Gonzalez. Bonda, with that hit by pitch, did extend her on base streak to 11 games. But her modest 4-game hit streak is in jeopardy right now. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ahulele delivers. Swing and a miss. And that is your ball game. The Rattlers are going to drop this one today by a count of 6-1. And the Patriots of UT Tyler get their 32nd win of the year. They're now 23-2 in the Lone Star Conference, extend their win streak to 15 games. The Rattlers dropped to 19-17 on the year, 14-11 in the Lone Star Conference. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Patriots. 1 run on 7 hits and an error. Emily Ayala takes the loss for St. Mary's. She's now 7-2. Kaylee Davis, her 8th win of the year, and Aolele gets a save for the Patriots. Time of the game was a cool 1 hour and 57 minutes, and that will wrap up game 1 of this doubleheader. We'll be back in about half an hour or so. We'll have game 2 between the top-ranked team in the country, the Patriots, and your St. Mary's University Rattlers. For our entire St. Mary's Athletics Department crew, I'm Dan Hawkins. So long. Talk to you soon from San Antonio.